Today topic is establishing the relationship between two or more tables, that is called relationship in database management system. So we have to understand how the relationship is established in relational database management system. So that is a association between two tables, that is called relationship. For example, relationship between a customer and a account table. We have two tables, one is customer and another is account. The customer table has customer ID, customer name, city, phone number. Account table has account number, type and balance. We store the data of customer in one table and his account details in account table. Now, to link these two tables, we need to insert the primary key, that is customer ID of the customer table in the account table. So very clear, in customer table, customer ID is primary key, and in account table, customer ID is foreign key. It means foreign key is that key which is a primary key in another table, and the foreign key requirement is it should have the same name, type and size as in the customer table. This is how a relationship between two tables is established. So we have three types of relationship: one-to-one relationship, one-to-many or many-to-one relationship, and third is many-to-many relationship. Let us go one by one. One-to-one relationship. Such a relationship exists. Understand, one-to-one is very clear. Such relationship exists when each record of one table is related to only one record of the other table. That is why we call it one-to-one relationship. The primary key values relates to only one or no record in the related table. For example, there are two tables. One is person table. The fields are person ID, name, age, address. Another table is a passport table. The fields are passport ID, passport number. Here, each person can have only one passport, and each passport belongs to only one person. Such a relationship is not very common. However, such relationship is used for security purposes. In the above example, we can easily store the passport ID in the person table only. We can make another table for the passport because passport number may be sensitive data and it should be hidden from certain user. So by making it separate table, we provide extra security that only certain database users can see it. So one common field is established. In one table it is primary key, In another table it is foreign key. Now we talk about one to many or many to one relationship. Such a relationship exists when each record of one table can be related to one or more than one record of another table. This relationship is the most common relationship. This is said many to one relationship also, upon the way how we look at it. If there are two tables, customer and account, and each customer can have more than one account, but each account is held by only one customer. In this example, we can say that each customer is associated with many accounts. So it is one to many relationship. But if we see the other way around, we can say many to one. Another example we can take, like we open a bank account. So we have account number, account holder name, balance amount. This is one table, balance table, for example. Another table is a transaction table. Either we deposit or we withdraw. But this table again has a field, account number, which is a primary key in another table, and here it is a foreign key. Transaction date, transaction amount, whether it is a deposit or withdrawal. So one account number in one table, but can have many entries in the transaction table. He can deposit number of time, he can withdraw number of time, and that is why we call it one to many. Third, many to many relationship. Such a relationship exists when each record of the first table can be related to one or more than one record of the second table, and a single record of the single table can be related to one or more than one record in the first table. A many to many relationship can be seen as 2. One to many relationship which is linked by a linking table. The linking table links two tables by having fields which are primary key of the other two tables. One can understand this with the following example. If there are two tables, customer and product, then customer can buy more than one product, and product can be bought by many different customers. This is known as M to N, many to many relations. Now to understand this concept, we have the order table, entity, linking table which links the customer, and product table. We can break this many to many relationship into one to many relationship. First, each customer can have many orders, whereas each order is related to only one customer. Second, each order related to more than one product, where there can be many orders of the same product. One to many. Customer orders and orders, many orders. Orders, many. Product one, many to one. We have now another many to many In the above concept, customer table, order table, product table, we can see the primary key of both customer and product are included in the linking table, order table. These key acts as the foreigner key while referring to the respective table from the order table. Customer ID is primary key in customer table, but which is again the customer ID in order table, that is a foreign key. Here order ID will be the primary key, and again product ID is the primary key in order table, and which is again the foreign key in product. These acts as the foreign key while referring to the respective table from the order table. Now we talk about the constraints. The relationship can be between two strong entity. As we have already discussed, strong entity which has a candidate's key, and a weak entity which does not have any candidate key, on which immediate record can be it does not allow duplicacy, redundancy. Depending upon the type of entity participating in the relationship, the participation can be partial or total. There are two types of participation, partial and total. Partial participation exists when all the entity of an entity type is not associated with one or the other entity of another entity. This is represented by joining the relationship with the entity type with the help of one line. For example, we have two tables, customer and order. There can be customer who have not done any order. So, here this is a partial participation of the entity in a relationship. Another is a total participation. Total participation exists when all the entity of an entity type is associated with one or another entity of another entity type. This is represented by joining the relationship with the entity type with the help of the double parallel line. Such relationship usually exists between a strong entity and a weak entity. For example, let us see. We have two tables, employee and dependent. Then all the dependent and table are related to one or other employee table. This is called total participation of the entity in the relationship. But it may be possible that some employee is not related to any of the dependent entity. So employee is showing partial participation, whereas the dependent is showing total participation in a relationship. So that's all. Thank you.